Good morning, YouTube. It's Lori Girl 2. I'm sorry haven't gotten any videos up lately. I did want you to know I'm still alive. And I'm just going to do a real quick garden update. It's very cool this morning. It's about 68 degrees, and so it's really kind of nice. This is my volunteer potato plant that popped up, and so I don't know what it's going to do, but it is being allowed to do whatever it does. And in here I have some kale and some weeds. Please excuse my weeds. I've been extremely busy lately, and I haven't had a chance to get out here. It's been so hot, 98, almost 100 degrees, that it's just been absolutely impossible to get out here to the garden to do this kind of stuff. So anyhow, here's my kale. Some of it's coming up really nicely and others not so nice. My lettuce has decided to bolt on me. It still tastes good, so I'm still taking leaves off and eating those. I've got romaine, which is not quite doing the same thing. This butter crunch is what's bolted on me. But anyhow, still able to use it, and it's still pretty good. Here's my celery back there. It hasn't really grown a whole bunch, but it's looking good, so that's good. My onions are finally starting to bulb. I don't know if you can see that, but they're bulbing very nicely. I probably have about, 4 or 5 pounds of onions here. It's not that much, but we have been picking some of them for use in salads and stir fries and stuff like that. So, but it's doing well. My peppers are coming along. They had a lot to overcome, and but they're coming along. Their peppers usually don't take off around here until mid-June, July, when it really gets hot. They do very well. Early in the summertime they don't do so well, so that's what they're doing. I just noticed I do have a little pepper right there, which is kind of nice little surprise. Ooh, I got one over there too, so that's good. This is my garlic here. The regular garlic is starting to fall down, and I believe that's pretty much a signal that it's time to pick it, so or harvest it. So in the next couple days I'll be out here pulling up this regular garlic and harvesting that, laying it out to dry, and then I'll show you at that time what we get. This here is the elephant garlic. It's huge. It's like about 4 feet tall, and I did once it put out the little scapes, I cut them off, and to encourage the bulb growth, and they are starting to bulb, which is good. And I have a whole bed over here of all elephant garlic, so I'm looking forward to that. We shall see what that brings. I have strawberries in buckets this year. They're not doing spectacularly, but I do have a few strawberries down here, and this is the first year for the strawberries, so I knew I wasn't supposed to let them go to fruit, but I didn't get out here fast enough to get them clipped off, and so I just decided, what the heck, I'll just let it go to fruit and see what happens. And I have 3 bags of potatoes here at the end of this garden bed, and they're doing nicely. I have hilled them once. I'm going to hill them one more time in the middle of this coming up week, and then we'll be done with the hilling of the potatoes. This is my red cabbage, and it's starting to go to head, which is nice. Unfortunately, I have had some slug damage or cabbage worm. I think maybe cabbage worm. I have treated this with neem oil and also diatomaceous earth, but we keep getting rain. And I have treated it also with BT, but as soon as I put it on there, it rains and washes it off. So this is my collard greens, and I need to get out here and harvest some of these collard greens and cook up a big pot. And they have been eaten as well by the cabbage worm. So I need to harvest this and get it out and cook up some. So my cauliflower over here, I don't know if you can see, has gone to seed. It's bolted, and so that's going to be worthless. This one has bolted as well, and this one right here has never really gotten off the ground very much, so turning purple too. I don't know what that's all about. And here's my regular cabbage. It's now just starting to go to head, and that's good. I have had some worm damage in here, but I'm trying very hard to keep the insecticides going. I don't know if you can see those little white butterflies, cabbage worm butterflies floating around, but they're out here in abundance this year. This is my red Russian kale. This is the first time I've grown this, and I haven't harvested any to eat yet, but I really like the looks of it. It's very, very pretty. And I have some regular curly leaf kale over there in the corner as well. And here's some more cabbage. So as soon as I harvest this cabbage, I'm going to put a whole bunch more stuff. I mean, this whole row here is all cole crops. This is all my broccoli. So as soon as all these cole crops come out, I'm going to be planting probably green beans and maybe some more zucchini and some squash and that sort of thing. So, I'll plant some more stuff over here in this where the garlic is. So I'm kind of coming down the home stretch here with these cole crops. Now, my broccoli, I've harvested quite a bit of the main heads off the broccoli, and they're just now starting, as you can probably see, to put off little side shoots. So that's good. The broccoli was delicious, and one of the heads bolted, so I nipped that back, and then the side shoots started bolting. So it's the first year I've grown this variety of broccoli. I can't remember the name of it. Pac-Man, I think it is. But I'm pretty happy with it, so we'll see how it goes. And this is my potatoes. A big long bed of potatoes here. Plus I have all these grow bags filled with potatoes. Plus I have other grow bags all along the fence line filled with potatoes as well. So I should have a lot of potatoes this year, hopefully. Here's another garden bed full of peppers. They're coming along. They looked a little yellow there for a while, and I gave them some Miracle Grow last week, and I'll feed them a couple more times and see if that helps them. I've got a lot of blooms here on this little plant, and so I should be getting some peppers here pretty soon. This is the Brussels sprouts that I thought was dead. This was from the original first planting that I ended up having to pull out all the stuff because it got frostbit, but these are the plants that survived. So these Brussels sprouts are doing well. They're just now starting to put off the little buds there in the crotch of the plant, and so they're just now starting to put off little beginnings of Brussels sprouts, which is nice. These beans here are dragon tongue beans. This is on this side of the bed, and they are a heirloom green bean with it's purple and yellow, but turns green when you cook it. So we grew these last year, and I liked them a lot. So I decided to put some more in this year. And on the other side of this bed over here is the Royal Burgundy green beans, and they are a purple bean, but they also turn green when you cook them. So I thought, well, I'd try those this year and see how they did. And then these beans right here are just, you know, your regular tender green, I think, and there's another variety on the other side there. I'm not sure what it is. They're all heirloom. So we'll see how those go. And this here is another bed full of peppers. So as I'm looking here, I see that I have a little pepper or two there. So that's nice. A lot of jalapenos. And I grew a lot of California Wonders. I did have a lot of trouble this year with my peppers because of the frost. So anyhow, here's my strawberries. And the variety of strawberries that this is called Seneca, and I chose that because that's my grandson's name. I can't remember now for the life of me if they're ever bearing or June bearing, or I think they're mid-season, but I don't know for sure. So anyhow, these are my sugar snap peas that I have growing up this trellis here. Last year I had sugar snap peas, and I so enjoyed, I don't think many of them made it up to the house. I just enjoyed standing in the garden and eating them right off of the plant. They were so delicious, so that's what I'm planning to do. I didn't plant a whole lot of them. I just decided to do it just for, you know, little hand candy or whatever while you're in the garden. And they're coming along nicely, which is good. This is my eggplant, which has been absolutely decimated by the little flea beetle. So last year this happened to my eggplant as well, but then after a while they left them alone and they grew up and they did fine. So I'm just treating them occasionally with BT and with diatomaceous earth, dusting them, and I might have to pull out 7 if they don't stop it, but I really don't want to use pesticide on it if I don't have to. But anyhow, this here is my Swiss chard. It's rainbow Swiss chard, and it's kind of sparse in there. I've got some more starts growing in the greenhouse, which I'm going to put in amongst the holes here, and because I really like Swiss chard, so we're going to grow some more of that. And I got volunteer tomatoes coming up all over the garden this year, and here's one of them, as a matter of fact, just out here in the middle of the path. I don't even know what kind it is, but I've been pulling them up because I do have 50 tomato plants growing around the fence. So okay, this is I'm sorry if I gave you whiplash there. This is my zucchini, and it's a little late in coming out, but it's coming along nicely. I'm starting to get some flowers over here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but this is usually the time of year when I am plagued by the squash borer. So I'm not sure how I'm going to try and deal with that this year, except for that I'm thinking I might pull back some of this mulch and wrap those stems with something. I don't know. I mean, gauze, or maybe even that stuff that you use on sprains and stuff like that. It's got elastic in it. What's it called? Coban. I might use some of that on there to see if I can prevent the squash borer from destroying my zucchini again this year. These are my cucumbers, which are very late in coming because I think I had cutworm that was chewing off all of my little seedlings coming up. I would have them, and then the next day they'd be gone. So I think it was cutworm. I also have about 5 or 6 tomatoes, volunteer tomatoes in here as well. I have pickling, cucumber, straight eights, and I just put in over here in this section, they haven't come out yet, and over here a little bit further, I put in a Persian cucumber, the real tiny small ones that are real tender, and I'm looking forward to those. So we shall see what that looks like. I have I don't know what this is, whether it's cantaloupe. I think it might be cantaloupe, or whether or not it's squash. I put in butternut squash and cantaloupe and watermelon, so I can identify these. This is watermelon, so I know what that is, but not sure what this other one over here is, whether that's squash. I think it might be squash, so it would be butternut in that case. And I have some more watermelon here. That's Sugar Baby, saved from seed that I grew last year. So more watermelon over there, and more cantaloupe, and more butternut squash. So we're good with that. And let's see here. Start back over here. I had some sugar snap peas here, and only a few came up, maybe 5 or 6. So we'll see how that goes. I have beets in here. These are the heirloom Chioggia beets, which I grew last year, and they were very nice. So they're actually starting to form a beet down there. I don't know if you can see that or not. But I enjoyed the Chioggia beets very much, and so I thought I would grow those again this year. These are some cantaloupe and some yellow watermelon. This is a unidentified squash. These 3 plants. I don't know what kind of squash it is. I don't know if it's yellow squash. I don't know what kind it is. They were volunteers. They grew up in my buckets, and so I saved them and put them in the garden. We'll see what they are when they yield. So right now I have no idea what they are. This is my yellow squash here. It's a straight neck squash. I have 3 of those, and then I have 3 of those unidentified squash, but I don't know what those are. But we shall see. I like surprises. Here we have some more green beans, and a couple more Swiss chard plants stuck in there for good measure. And right here we have a whole bed full of turnip. I love turnip. Last year I grew a bed about half this size full of turnips last year, and what I did was I pulled the turnips and I cut the greens off. I cooked the greens for a couple of minutes in a boiling water, and I peeled and chopped up the turnips and cut those up and put them in canning jars and canned the turnip and the turnip greens together in a jar, and I put up probably about 35 quarts of that last year, and they are delicious. I mean, if you like turnip, if you like greens and you like turnip, then you can identify with what I'm talking about. They were absolutely delicious. These are what's called white lady turnips, and no, it's not because I'm a white lady. It's because they're hybrids. But anyhow, let me get in here and show you. I grew them really rather thickly because I like to thin them. Whoops, I just pulled a little baby out. I like to thin them when they're about this size. And these little small beets I take and just eat raw. out here in the garden. I'll wash it off and eat them raw. My son likes raw turnip, and he likes raw turnip greens in his salad, and so we do that, and it's delicious. Also, I like to use make turnip roasted turnips. Just peel them, chop them, saute, put some olive oil, salt, and pepper on them, and roast them in a 400-degree oven for about 15 or 20 minutes until they're a little tender, and they're delicious. So that's how I eat my turnips, and we love them here. So I am going to can these when they get a little bit bigger. So I'll show you that when that happens. There's more. I'm sorry for the weeds. I just haven't been able to get out here, and I apologize for my weeds. Anyhow, and these are my potato plants. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 additional potato bags over here along the fence, and so I've peeled those already once, and I'll do them again in the middle of the week, and they're starting to bloom now, which is good. And then we'll see how we do with the potatoes. My tomatoes, all the tomatoes along this line of the fence right here are coming along real slow. I mean, just real slow. It's on a slope, but I don't know if that's what's affecting it or not. They're all getting direct sunlight for the same amount of time a day, so I don't know what that's all about. But when you get down here towards the end, now I'm starting to get some big tomato plants, and they're heirlooms. So I do have some tomatoes already. I've got, let's see, there's one right there. Let's see if I can get up on it so you can see it. I've got mortgage lifters, I've got Marglobe, I've got Rutgers, I've got Sweet 100s, yellow pear tomatoes. Let's see, I have one celebrity and one early girl, I think, that I put in just to try to see what difference it was between my heirlooms and my hybrids, whether or not I was going to get more tomatoes from the hybrid or what. But anyhow, these tomatoes are coming along nicely. Pretty good size actually for this time of year. A lot of flowers, and I'm very happy about that. So they look pretty healthy, and I would take you around and show you every single one, but I don't think you want to see that. Over here on the outside of my garden, my husband dug a little bed for our asparagus. I planted asparagus for the first time this year, and as you can see, it has grown up and gone to fern. So not all of the roots came up, but what did come up looks good, and so we've got it fenced so the deer don't eat them, and the cats don't dig in there, and the dog doesn't walk through it. So we shall see. Hopefully in the years to come we'll get a good asparagus crop. So okay guys, that's about it for the garden update for the time being, and I'll do another video in a little bit and keep you updated. Right now my son, his wedding has been canceled, and it's very sad. But there's irreconcilable differences that cannot be overcome. So unfortunately the wedding has been called off, and we're all very sad. But we're trying to move on. So we'll have a little bit more time to get out here in the garden now that we don't have to spend all of our time getting ready for a wedding. So, but anyhow, I just wanted to touch base with everybody and let them know that we're still alive out here in Virginia, and things are looking okay with this garden, and hopefully soon we'll be doing some harvesting, and I'll have some canning videos and whatnot to put up. And so I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.